I have loved pavers since the first minute I saw them. Not only are they beautiful, but when they're installed properly, they can outlast and outperform concrete or asphalt, even in like a parking lot or a heavy use application. I'm at Western Interlock, which is a manufacturing facility just outside of Salem, Oregon. This place is cutting edge. They're gonna give us a tour and show us how these pavers are made. Pavers and blocks are made from concrete, and concrete is made from cement, sand, rock, and water. The aggregates are brought into the facility here. By the way, this is a building we're going to be touring. It was opened in 2015, so not that long ago. This building here is the original facility that was opened in 1990. As you can see, things have grown and they have expanded quite a bit since then. This is not some big multinational conglomerate mega corp. This is family owned. And like most businesses, it started as just an idea, and with lots of hard work and probably some ups and downs, it has grown over the years. The aggregates all enter the facility here and move up this conveyor, and we're gonna go up these stairs right next to it. And we got pretty high up, I don't know, maybe 70 or 80 feet. And if you stay till the end of the video, I'll tell you something about the trip up these stairs that was both terrifying and hilarious. At the top, the materials are sorted into 6 different bins by this conveyor, which pivots to drop them into the correct spot. There's 4 different aggregates. We have concrete sand. There is golf course sand, which is washed a few more cycles. And then there's 1/4 inch minus, which has all the fines in it, and then 1/4 inch clean. A combo of these materials is carefully measured and released into a bin, and you can see it all the way down here where they head over to the batch plant. These silos hold cement and slag, which also get added to the mix. Let's go back down the stairs and take a look at all this from below. Okay, here's the bin with the aggregates. Now this concrete mix that's being created is called a dry mix, and it's way different than what I'm used to seeing. There is water added, but only just barely enough to activate the cement and bind everything together. If you're familiar with concrete, you know the less water you have in it, the stronger it is. And that's the case here. So this dry mix is very strong. The pavers support up to 8,000 PSI, which is a lot more than a standard driveway and sidewalk concrete, which might be 4,000 or 5,000 PSI. So here's the mud right here, and you can see how dry it is. By the way, it's kind of neat. See this color transition? That comes through to the final product, depending on which color product you order, but that's how they do that. The mud is dry, but you can definitely tell there's water in it. When you squeeze it, it'll kind of sort of barely clump together. In order for it to really bind together, you need a lot of pressure. Yeah. It's a little difficult to see, but here on the bottom, there's a mold, and this gets filled with concrete, and then there's a tamper head that comes down and vibrates and presses down into those molds to create whatever product is on deck. Here's a look at some of the molds right here. These are going into the repair shop. And right here are the tamper heads that press down. The tamper head has a shoe that attaches to it, and it's the shoe that leaves the actual texture onto the top of the paver. Some of them are smooth, some have a cobbled texture. There's different variations. Right now they're making retaining blocks, and here they are coming out. I'm making them rolling off there. The freshly made blocks get scanned by a laser to ensure they're the correct height and density, and then if they need a little more mud or a little less, the operator can make the adjustment immediately, which is really nice, because if you've ever tried to make a retaining wall with blocks like this, you know how frustrating it can be if the blocks are different sizes. So this ensures that everything stays uniform. Just like any concrete product, it takes time for the concrete to cure, but you can speed that up if you raise the temperature. So the blocks are moved into a kiln where they stay for 12 to 16 hours at 100 degrees and around 90 to 100% humidity. You can probably tell that this facility has a lot of technology. There's just computers and sensors and robotic arms everywhere. There's also employees moving around. In fact, one time I stepped over a yellow line on the ground and the whole thing kind of came to a stop, and this guy came out of nowhere and he's like, you got to scoot back. So they're watching it even though you don't see him everywhere. The machinery can make lots of different products. Pavers, of course, lots of different varieties, but other things as well. These are stair treads. You saw those retaining blocks coming through, and they make other blocks and bricks as well for other hardscaping and construction applications.
Let's go backwards.
This machine is called the Penta, and it does several things, one of which is to split the blocks. Boom, see that? That is what creates that split face look that we all know and love that a lot of blocks have. They used to do that by hand with just a hammer and a chisel, which works fine, but as you can imagine, this is a lot faster. Then the Penta will stack and organize them, and some of the products are sent through this tumbler, which kind of puts a more weathered, antique look on them by banging them around. Check this part out. This little laser goes back and forth inspecting every single block to see if any of those blocks got too many dents and dings while it was in the tumbler. And if it finds one that looks a little too beat up, it'll tell the robot arm here to leave that one where it is. We're going to send it to a reject pile. You can watch it happen here. See that brick right here with a big chunk taken out of it? The machine says, no thank you. If there was a downside to building with pavers and block, it'd be that they are heavy and hard to move, and you can see why. It's all concrete and rock. So shipping it and maneuvering these pallets around takes equipment. But aside from that, it's a great project for DIYers to tackle. Unlike concrete, there's no big high stress pressure moment. The concrete's already hard. So if something doesn't look quite right, you can take all the time you need to fix it. While I was here, I bought polymetric sand, plastic edging, nails, and some paver sealer, and then they gave me a couple pallets of pavers to take home and try myself. I'm bringing pavers home. I got a project started. This is my first time ever laying these down. I've seen it happen a bunch, but I'm honestly pumped to try it myself. So wish me luck. And if you want to watch that, subscribe and you'll see that coming soon. Thanks everybody. Keep up the good work. We'll catch you next time. Big thanks to Western Interlock for letting me come and take a look at their processes here, and for the pavers. Allie and I are really looking forward to trying our hand at installing them. Home improvement projects like this are probably our absolute favorite thing to do together. We just love it. Big thanks to Colin, who took me through the facility, and Colin is the host of their channel, and I'm not kidding you. The Western Interlock YouTube channel is the absolute best information on YouTube about installing pavers. It's really phenomenal. If you're going to tackle a project like this, you probably already have come across their content, but if not, check it out. And do you remember the stairs that we went up and I told you there was something funny that happened? Well, here it is. Colin has a fear of heights, and he told me that. And he climbed all the way up those stairs and then all the way down with his eyes closed. He opened them at the top to show me what was going on up there, but the entire rest of the journey, his eyes were glued shut. That sounds terrifying to me. That sounds like 100 times scarier than looking around. But I can appreciate that you got to do what you got to do, and hopefully he doesn't have to make another trip up there anytime soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep up the good work. We'll catch you next time.